I'm Liliana Renteria Laskin. I am currently a PhD candidate and I am the lab coordinator at ISSM. For the Institute of Sports Sciences and Medicine, there are a lot of things going on. It's very multifaceted. We have connections with athletics, so we'll work with the strength and conditioning staff, especially with the female athletes here. We have connections to the dance school, so we've been doing some studies through them as well. We have connections with TOC. They do a lot of orthopedic care here in town. I've been running some blood analysis for the nursing school here. So there are a lot of different things we have going on. It is extremely critical. There won't be any progress without it. It's the only way we can kind of ask questions, answer them, and then move on. We can have theories all we want to, but until we actually test them, we don't know if they're true or not. You have to be able to do some research and build off of it so that we can keep learning. Right now we're doing a study on betaine supplementation, and we're looking at an active heat scenario. So we have people cycling in a heat chamber that's at about 91.5 degrees Fahrenheit, so 33 degrees Celsius. And that heat chamber, I believe, is around $500,000, so it is extremely expensive. Most universities don't have one. And we really want to see if betaine can improve our ability to thermoregulate. So we're trying to see if our core temperature is lower with taking betaine than it is without taking betaine. So starting from the very beginning of a research project, there's hours and hours worth of reading that you have to do. You can't design a study if you don't know the actual literature. So for example, like the temperature and the humidity that we choose, that's not a random temperature and humidity. It's based off of what's been done in the literature before. So we have to do a ton of reading before we can even design the study. We use something called urine-specific gravity to determine hydration status before they go in for the experimental day. We also have a core temperature reader that we will have them swallow a core temperature pill. Whenever the pill is inside of them, we can tell the temperature the entire time. So we just check it every 10 minutes whenever they're actually in the heat chamber. We also use the metabolic cart, so that takes the breath that you breathe in and out and analyzes what % of that is oxygen, what % of that is carbon dioxide. We have the stationary bike, which it's a little bit different than the ones you have at the gym because the flywheel is made of copper and we have an electromagnet on the back of it. And so we can change the resistance based off of the magnet itself through the computer. The experimental day will also have an ultrasound, so we'll look at brachial artery blood flow. And we also have what's called a Horiba that analyzes sodium content of the sweat. So we'll have participants wear a sweat patch on their forearm to get local sweat rate. With that patch itself, we can take the sodium or the sweat itself to analyze the amount of sodium that's in it. I came from an R2 university that didn't have as much equipment available to us, and we still were able to be productive with research, but the quality of research was very different. I feel like the quality of research that I can do is a lot better than I would have been able to do at maybe some other universities. So that puts me at a leg up for whenever I start going to that next step. So like postdoctoral training, and even whenever I plan on actually running my own lab. But I think even early on, like freshman, sophomore, junior year, you should start kind of testing it out, seeing if it's something that you're interested in. Because a lot of these people that come through, they are interested in becoming like doctors. And the doctors pay attention to the research. So anytime that doctors have progress happening in the medical field, it's because of the research that's being done, not necessarily because of like the doctors treating people. So if you understand the research, then that may be more beneficial for whenever you're actually a clinician and you understand what goes into the research as well.